What up, folks? I am Ultrazilla, and today I have what's gonna be a lengthy review, most likely, of the Transformers Age of the Primes, the 13 Star Optimus Prime. That's right, my zillions, or better known as Star Convoy around a Transformers lore, because this was a Japanese-only G1 Optimus Prime that kind of was the final version of Optimus Prime in that continuity. And like, what there was originally was a figure and a manga and a story that was done in like a magazine. So there was no cartoon, no anime of this particular version of Optimus Prime, but this is, you know, what is considered the final G1 Optimus Prime. And finally we have it as its own figure, because there was the Star Convoy that was the redo of the Power of the Primes figure, which I actually didn't review too long ago. And now we have it as one of the 13, and actually I believe he is the 13th Prime, which is a little bit of a, you know, if they're going, you know, straight from, you know, Prima being the first here all the way to the 13, it is like kind of like a, you know, a little bit of a, you know, retelling of what the 13 are, but this continuity kind of like fluctuates a little bit. So however way you want to like consider it, and you know, you consider it, but for now, for our sake, this is the 13 that we have to go by, and I like it. And you know, we're reviewing all of the 13 for sure here on the channel, so do stay tuned for reviews. If they're making all of them, do stay tuned for reviews of all of them. But this one here is a Titan class figure. It is a huge figure. This artwork is absolutely incredible on the front here, by the way. There you go. There's a close-up shot of the art of, you know, Star Convoy, Star Optimus Prime, which is a little bit different, honestly, than the figure we do have, because this one, like, contains, like, a chest like Power Master Optimus Prime, which is something I found interesting. I don't know why they did that, and then, you know, just gave us, like, a kind of like the standard Star Convoy version, which wasn't a part of the 13 when it originally came out. Anywho, a lot of stuff going on in this set. We do get the Micromaster Hot Rod, which is cool, which could, you know, it's his own little figure. We get this thing, the MT-13. We'll talk about that a little bit more. You know, and then we get the big Optimus Prime, who does become a base. He is a Micromaster base in this as well as being this massive thing. So this version, it's a resurrected version of Optimus Prime. And he is like not only his own leader, but he's also kind of like a mech for Hot Rod, and like a base mode for the Micromasters. It's a whole thing. It really is. But that's enough about the history. Oh my god, look at this beautiful art, by the way. Very, very, very nice. Yeah, enough about the history, which I'm not the best teller of history, but without any further ado, let's get to this toy review. And here is Star Optimus out of the package. Oh my god, this thing is huge. It is not as big as some of the other Titan class figures, but it's tremendous in its own right. This was one of my more anticipated figures of this year. It was on my list to start the year of stuff that I was like highly anticipating. This was one of them. So there's a few things you had to do out of the package. You had to place these longer ears in. I hope they do not pose an annoyance to me with like keep popping out. You had to put these, he's got guns on his shoulders, which we'll look at in a little bit. We also had to pop in these parts back here on his legs, these big like tractor things on the legs, and then in his chest if you open it up, you know, like, we have, no, there's no matrix in there. However, what we have here is this thing, and this is called the Zodiac. And it is part of the lore from back then. It is sort of like this, like, massive power force, life force thing. And this is what powers Star Optimus, Star Convoy, what brought him back to life. And it's pretty cool. You can see you have like that star symbol on there. It's done in a blue translucent plastic, and yeah, it just goes in here. And this is where also, I believe, where Hot Rod is gonna sit as well. But for now, we're gonna close this up. It can, yeah, it does close up all the way. Just gotta line it correctly. Right, and to do it, you just have to press it down a little bit, and then it kind of pushes in. So I did want to show that on a camera. As you can see, he has a very traditional looking, oh yeah, you heard it, a very traditional looking Optimus Prime rifle. However, like has been the trend recently, we have a tiny hilt. I do not know what is wrong with these people doing this stuff lately. It is bananas. But anywho, it looks really nice. It's just done in black, but it's got a nice sculpt, and I do like it. What we do have here is a little extra little notch here that will go into right there. So you do get some sort of security, but I hate it. Like, I hate it. I honestly hate that they're doing that. I don't know why they're doing it. It, like, kind of ruined Commander Class Optimus for me. As you guys know, I don't like it. Give me a full handle there for my Optimus Prime figures to hold. That's what I want. As a consumer, that's what I want. But he looks good with the gun. It's a huge gun for a huge figure, so that is cool. For a said rifle, we first get what appears to just be a Energon bullet. That's right. It's kind of weird, but whatevs. Like, pop it right in there, and that's it. And then you got to pop a color here. So yeah, that's. I kind of like that. You know, I mean, I feel like that was just kind of meant to be there from the beginning, but they didn't have a good way to mold it, so they just were like, hey, you guys do it. But that's fine. I think it's pretty good. But then we also get a bunch of effect parts. We get effect parts we've seen before, like this. You know, it's kind of done in a bunch of different ways there. We get an extra one of these, which actually these are two. So, I mean, you could do them like so. You know, there you go, or you could add that together. We've seen these before, but they are nice in a, you know, like clear yellow. Then we got the orange ones. These, I believe, are mostly used for the Titan class figures. So that's pretty good. It's kind of floppy. We get two more of these things here, so you could use them around, you know, there's gonna be various things you could use them for, including the like shoulder cannons. Yeah, you could do that too. But then we get one big old blue one that's I think this is new and unique for this figure, and it makes a lot of sense since we got the blue bullet there. So that's gonna go in here, and that fits the best, I think, like, you know, the most snug, and it looks the coolest. You know, that is a big effect part there, and it looks really good in translucent blue. Just very nicely done. You got, you know, the, you know, spark there, and then the giant, you know, beam bullet thing here, you know, blast point. And yeah, it looks really good. I really like it a lot. Optimus also comes with this alternate gun. It looks kind of weird, but it's an extra gun for Optimus. You can just pop in like that. It's kind of like a small, like a drill gun or something, like a nail gun. And it works. You can actually combine the two, because we get like one little piece here that's it looks like the Matrix. It looks like the Matrix. I think it's supposed to be like the Matrix. And this you could just use to combine your weapons which is kind of neat. You know, like that would, I guess, go like this. No, it has to go in one of these. But there we go. There's the configuration we're looking for. And I don't like how it looks. It just looks silly. However, if you recall my Prime review, it used like the matrix for like the Star Saber thing as the hilt. And here you could do the same thing. You know, creating a sword out of that. Or, I mean, you could create a sword out of anything, honestly. Any of these are going to fit. So, you know, like, that's kind of cool, right? Like, I like that idea of being able to do that. You know, I think this might look really cool. It's a little floppy, but you get it. Like, you could create that, and it works. It really works as a sword. I wish it was a little bigger, honestly, but it works. And if you didn't remember it, here's PRIMES version. Additionally, the shoulder cannons can come off to become small pistols as well. Put in Prime to the background for now so we can look at a couple more pieces in full. This is MT-13, which is like its own little carrier, which is also, I believe if I got the lore right, like roller, like reimagined, like reincarnated, you know, when, you know, Star Optimus Prime, Optimus Prime became Star Optimus Prime. It looks really good. It's got like a nice metallic blue up front here, red down the side, and then like silver around there with the Autobot symbol with these yellow stripes. That looks amazing. The back, yeah, it's got wheels with some like diecast content on them. Only 8 wheels, 4 on each side. The wheels up front here do not work at all. It is a thing. But this, you know, has a mode where it doesn't transform into a robot. However, this thing comes up here, and then you could put this here, and then these come down, and then it's kind of like, you know, a battle station as well. Like, you know, this is what we'll get to when that becomes a big thing, and, you know, this kind of stands, you know, next to it. But it's pretty cool, you know, it's kind of simple. There's not like a ton going on here. One last thing on this, it can go in here. I already had it open. So these little squares connect with those squares. I didn't find it super easy to get it to stay. Oh, there we go. And then you can just close this up and close it up. That little matrix thing can go in here as well, and you can put it on the other side should you wish. However, it does hold Micromasters, and boom, there we have our next guy. And it is a mini hot rod, which looks absolutely awesome in vehicle mode. Again, you got that metallic blue again for the windshield. The symbol here, the Autobot symbol, in that classic, you know, hot rod way, looks amazing with the yellow wings, and then gold behind that looks really good. Yellow over here. You got wheels here, and I think both of these guys roll pretty well. Roll, roll, roll. You know, roller here. Rolls okay, despite like that front, you know. This one rolls a lot better though, which is nice. And again, it looks really good. The pipes over here in silver look great. You got silver, you got gold, silver and gold, but not together. So the wings up here look really, really nice in like a yellow. It's kind of like a goldish yellow. It looks really good. And then you got, hey, you got Hot Rod down here. It is a very, very quick transformation. So just quickly, let's do it. It's not much to do here. That just comes down, and there you go. There's our Hot Rod figure. And yes, the wings are on the legs and not on his back, and he's basically got no feet. Yeah, but he can still stand, and that's how big it is in comparison to Star Convoy. And just to show you, this is with a small figure in Cosmos and how that stands. So yeah, it is a pretty small. But just because it's small doesn't mean it's not cool. I think it's pretty cool. You got, the pipes on the side here. I guess that acts as his only weapon. He's got to hold up his arm a little bit to fire him. But still, the chest ends up looking really cool. The legs look pretty good. No feet is a thing, but it is what it is. I mean, it's a Micromaster. What are you going to do? It's tiny. The head sculpt is actually really, really nice, though. Face is very good. He's got blue eyes. He's got a nice silver face. Silver at the top of his head. Looks pretty good. Articulation, the head does not move. The arms move like so. You got a little bit of a ball-jointed elbow there. Nothing in the hands. Legs can do full split. Kicks forward. Goes back. Bend at the knee. And that's about it. But, it is just a little Micromaster dude. But he does have, more purpose here, because, again, he can go inside here and kind of just sit in there. I think we might have to take out that little ball, but he can sit in here as a, little mech. Bend his knees a little bit. Yeah. There you go. So he's sitting in there. It's okay. It's okay. I feel like there's a better way to do this, but I mean, he could get in there. The directions actually just shows him just sitting flat back here, so I think my way was actually better. Additionally, we could use this weapon to open up for Hot Rod to use as a little skiff. Kind of like Star Wars style. You have to open up his feet first and kind of get his feet around these little notches here, just like so, and then you close it up and it's just gonna kind of grab onto it. It kind of latches itself onto it, and then just kind of put his hands like that, and then you can fly around and shoot. I don't know, I kind of dig that. Alright, so with my camera readjusted for the height of this guy, let's, give him some due here. Let's take a look at this in full. Starting with what you've been hearing a little, let's look at the articulation, because it's quite, I don't know, it's not like anything spectacular, but I love it for the reasons you already heard. The head moves like so. It's pretty good. Ratcheted waist. Oh my gosh. Ratcheted shoulders. In all directions. Swivel at the bicep. Spring ratchets is what you hear when you hear that. Yeah. That's a regular ratchet. That's a spring ratchet. But oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Swivel at the wrist, and the hand opens up. Now, the legs do... I think it could do a full split, honestly. I'm not going to go further than that, but I think it might. Obviously, these things move. That moves. So you could kick or whichever way you want. Swivel at the thigh. The knee bends. Not super far, but it bends. And then the foot comes up here as a rocker action there, which is pretty good. And it doesn't really go back and forth, but, whatevs. I'm good with it. For this big guy, and this popped out, see? This is what I was afraid of. These things were going to start popping on me. Just these ear things. I'm not really concerned about anything else. Just the way they're popped in. I'm going to have to do that off camera. But I think the articulation is pretty good. Those ratchet joints are absolutely incredible. I do love it. Look at me not listening to myself. Oh, see? I'm going to probably put something in on this. Unless it's something I need for transformation. But, just so I don't have to deal with this all the time. They're not super loose. It's just, you hit into them from up here to so long, they're going to pop out. You know what I'm saying? They're not loose. But anywho, I love the articulation just because I absolutely love ratchet joints. That to me is the sign of an amazing, amazing robot. That's what I love in my robots in particular. So, of course, taking a look at this guy in full, we do have these shoulder guns that I've talked about a bunch. They're pretty cool. They rotate, they go up and down, so you can do a bunch of things with them. I guess the default setting is kind of having them like this. So they kind of look super robot-y in a way. So, you just kind of have them up a little bit. I think that works pretty good. The head sculpt is very nice on a Prime. I do wish this gray here was silver, but then, the face being silver is better. The yellow in the middle is pretty good. You know all about the big antenna. You got a little silver on the side. The eyes are done in a very, very dark blue. It's really hard to tell. There is light piping, but to be honest, you really gotta shine that light in a way, that's really gonna catch it very well. Like, there you go. There's some good. I can't get the other eye to go, but yeah, it's not the best. I really wish they would have. I know light piping is such a thing the Transformers loves to do. But where is it even coming from? It's coming from the very, very, very top. There's your little translucent thing there. But I'd rather them just have painted that head, the eyes. Like, honestly, I'd rather them always do that. I've never been into light piping, to tell you the truth. And I wish they'd stop doing it, honestly. Then we got the chest, which looks awesome. The star looks fantastic here in gold. You saw, you've probably seen the translucent or just clear blue plastic here. One note that I've forgot to mention. I actually had to do a little bit of surgery on this guy. Not much. Not really surgery, but, I had to take it apart and reassemble it a little bit. It's pretty easy. Why? Because they kind of misassemble this, and it's been pretty rampant. Yeah, more misassembling here. Great. So this wasn't properly flat here. It was kind of pushed out or pushed in, depending on yours. So, you just had to unscrew it and pop it into the right spot and then screw it back. Super simple. Wasn't making a video out of it or anything, but super simple to do. Anywho, chest looks really good in that blue. You got silver down here. You have gold over here. It's not really gold. It's yellow. But you have a lot of silver here and looks pretty good. The arms look pretty good. The Autobot symbol here looks great with little stripes on the bottom, like Autobot leader, of course. Then the rest of the arms have a nice sculpt. You got some die-cast content there. The hands are just done in gray, but they look good. You got some sculpt work down here. Paint work over here. Paint over there, that looks good. You do have wheels on the inside here. Yeah, fine. Krajisi section in black here looks good. Gray on the sides. Then the legs look alright. The knees look very nice in yellow. Nice sculpt on the legs throughout. As you can see, a lot of folded up trailer there. And more stuff going on in the back. Actually, not that much stuff going on in the back. You do have some paint here, which actually looks really good. But the rest is just the plastic. Not, a ton to write home about on the back. But, it's good enough, honestly. And the rest of it just looks pretty phenomenal, in my opinion. This is one of the nicest looking Optimus Prime figures. And it is, the ultimate form of Optimus Prime. The most powerful form of Optimus Prime. And, or at least most powerful form of G1 Optimus Prime, right? And it just looks phenomenal. I think it looks great. Proportions. He's got giant, giant legs. I mean, you're going to have to get over that. Giant, lower legs. But I think overall, this thing looks amazing. It is at least in robot mode here, it's like everything I wanted this dude to be and more. For your size comparisons, first up here is our huge Star Optimus Prime with the Studios Series Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus. Yeah, this thing is tremendous. And here's Star Convoy with Omega Prime, which is a very big figure in its own right. And yeah, still towers above them. And here it is with the other 213 I have so far with Megatronus and Prime. I do have Solus Prime in my Big Bad Toy Store pile of loot, so another one coming. I haven't shipped that stuff yet. You know, there's actually a few things that's probably the oldest thing in there. But yeah, I decided to just, I don't know, leave it there. I could have gotten it elsewhere, but I don't know. Wasn't in a rush to get to it because I heard some bad things about it. But we'll see when we finally get it. And here it is with the Generations Select version of Star Convoy. This one's really, really nice. I forgot how nice it was, man. Look at the chrome. Silver and gold. Yeah, this one is excellent as a remold of the Power of the Primes one. I wish they would have... Look at this. I mean, the chrome here, that's what this is missing. Yeah. I mean, they still did the silver, but then they made that chrome, and that just looks so good, as does this. You know, maybe we'll get, like, DNA Design to do that for us, because that would be very, very neat. I also did have Star Convoy's rival, Super Megatron, but I don't know where it is currently, so I couldn't bring it in for this review. But it's smaller. It's smaller than that, so whatevs. So with that all said, there's only one thing left to do, and that's transform and roll out. Absolutely tremendous Star Optimus Prime in its crazy truck mode thing, Cybertronian tank truck. It is huge. Here it is with the little hot rod that it comes with, as well as our trusty Optimus Prime, so you can get a better feel of just how big and long we're talking here. Now, as you can see, we have the gun here, both the guns. And of course, you know, for these, you could use any effect part. I'm not going to start doing it again now, but you get the picture. Effect parts go in to the guns. It's a massive tank thing, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good. You know, you got all the threads here, which have little wheels. You got the wheels in the front. Everything rolls pretty good. The front of the truck, you know, if you look at it right from here, it's kind of Optimus-y, you know. So you got the headlights. You got the windshield here in that blue that we saw, the guns again. You know, the molded detail is okay. You know, you got the trademark striping of the Optimus truck. This one's a little more silver and this one's gray, so it's not really a great matchup, but hey, whatevs. Optimus symbol there. The top of the truck, you know, not a ton to look at here. But, I mean, it comes across okay, I guess. These things can open up, like so, should you wish to, you know, drive your little guys in there, like so. Boom, I could go in, pretty cool. But yeah, overall, it's not bad. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's not the best thing in the world, but it works. You know, like, for, you know, this alt mode. I think the main alt mode for this set is indeed the base mode, which I don't love, but, you know, we gotta get to it, so let's transform and roll out! yeah, here's our base mode. Just like all base modes and Transformers, this thing sucks. I hate it. This is like supposed to be like in front of this, but I have no room, so it's just gonna sit there, which is a little bit better. The splayed out open legs just make no sense. They just like, they don't do anything. They're ugly. Like, I mean, the only thing they do is you gotta get the arm over this. But it's really, really ugly, guys. I mean, seriously, this thing is tremendously ugly. I mean, yeah, and you could use your hot rod figure in a number of places. Of course, you could do this again, and you could put them inside here again, and I don't know. You could stand up here if you attach that. There's places he could go. It's ugly. I mean, I don't have much to say about this, honestly. I'm not going to turn it around. I'm not going to put in all the other effect parts to make a point that, yeah, boom, blooshes, that's so MGO, sorry. But yeah, I mean, these guns are supposed to be open. Here, there we go, like before. Ugly is all I can say. I have nothing good to say about this. It is so ugly. I know this is really the point, but then they should have probably concentrated on this to make it a little bit better, because it's not. It's just ugly. It's terrible, and, you know, it brings down the toy for me a little bit. It doesn't, because, you know, this is what it is. It just looks like a fan mode thing, you know? Like, it doesn't even look official. It looks so bad. But, anywho, there it is. Here's our trusty Optimus Prime as a comparison. There you have it. Here's Cosmos, if you want to hang out here, too. He's not really mini, but, you know, he's small enough. There you have it. Ugh. And my final thoughts. Well, first off, getting it back into this mode was a breeze. It was just basically, he just had to stand up, really, and, like, everything kind of locked back into place. It's weird. You know, like, getting it from truck mode to base mode was a bit more of a pain in the butt. But, yeah, you know, getting it back here was a breeze. So, not a problem there. However, that base mode, which I feel like is the mode, like that Star Convoy, like, is kind of known for as an alt mode, is terrible. I hated it. I didn't like it at all, like I said. It just wasn't good. The truck mode is pretty cool. It's not like the best thing in the world either, but it's fine, right? However, this thing. This is one of the best robots to come out this year or in a while. Those ratchets, those heavy ratchets, are just incredible. Love it. I love the sounds here. It is amazing. I wish the light piping was a little bit better, like I said. I also wish they didn't use gray, as we saw with the other Star Convoy. That, you know, like metallic, you know, vac metal silver just works so much better. Like that metallic stuff, it's nicer. And I do hope a third party gives us, you know, if they're gonna give us anything, a new head completely. Give me a new head completely. Looks pretty easy to take apart. New head with the vac metal, with ears that don't fall off. You know, that would be good. A new gun that has a longer hilt, like, please, hilt, handle, whatever, you know, whatever it's called. I can't even, you know, remember. But this is just a ridiculous thing that Hasbro keeps doing, and it just looks stupid. It looks stupid, guys. I mean, it really does. And I want it to, like, look cool, and I want it not to fall off easy. So just don't do that. I mean, this is 2 Optimus Primes that you've really annoyed me with this. And I'm sure there's other figures that have that too. And it's something you're doing lately that I just absolutely do not like. Otherwise, though, this is awesome. It's still amazing. Ratchets alone is gonna put this high on my list of the best of the year. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Like, even with any of my complaints, this is gonna be high on my best of the year. Definitely top 5 right now. at the, you know, a little bit over midpoint of the year. Definitely high top 5, top 3 somewhere, no doubt. So yeah, this is quite good, and I really like it, you know, as a Star Convoy here. It looks, Star Optimus Prime, it looks really good. And there you go, guys. That is my review. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you're new to the channel, why don't you go ahead and sub yourself for daily content and let me help you diversify your collection. Until next time, peace out, peeps.